Good morning, teacher and everyone. We present our consumer research insight. The first consumer research insight we identify is to eating and at a fusion restaurant like Zigzag restaurant gives an excellent social status. So we base it on our research process. We have been able to observe the importance for current consumers about the quality of the products and the service of the restaurant, and we identify that more than 45% of the responses consider the most important factor to consume in a restaurant is the quality of the food and the quality of the service. So it should be noted that the third most relevant factor to measure customer satisfaction it is the rigor in biosafety measures. Therefore, it can be inferred that COVID-19 have generated a change in our perspective of satisfaction and the needs of the restaurant consumers. So more than 90% of the consider that the fusion cuisine is rich, healthy, and a quality food. So along the same line, this percent consider this type of fusion type food as a top. So in this way, it can be observed that the insight is congruent with respect to the consumer's habits. So it's positive for analyzing the trends and the habits for our target audience. The second consumer research is eating. A Zigzag restaurant allows you to spend the best time possible with your family or your friends. So the COVID-19 has changed the service system in the restaurant factors. So health, avoiding contact, and social distance have become fundamental in people's lives. Therefore, the delivery service has taken on a great relevance and importance. According to the survey we carry out, it can be observed that 45% of people claim to have changed their consumption habits in restaurants. So additionally, 25% consider that the main consumption habits has changed due to the COVID-19's preference for using the delivery service. The delivery service has become essential for a third of consumers in the restaurant sector. So Zigzag restaurant must implement the best measures for the distribution and the delivery of the food. And finally, it's observed that the insight raised incongruent because it's necessary to generate an excellent delivery service due to the exponential increase in delivery service due to the COVID. So those Zigzag restaurant consumers continue to feel the excellent quality of the food from the comfort of their homes. We present the first insight. We start for the data. So we know that more than 80% of the customers and the potential consumer use social networks to get information about the restaurant. And the information we consider is that Zigzag restaurant has Instagram, Facebook pages with more than 10,000 followers. And the knowledge we know is the consumers are more attracted to eating in a restaurant that has recommended and followers social networks. So the insight we identify is eating at a Zigzag restaurant is synonymous with a quality service and social networks. So the importance of the social networks must be consistent with the needs and expectation of the customers. Customers should feel the social media doesn't just provide consistent and efficient information, but they are also aesthetically good and provide a sense of quality and status. So for customer satisfaction, it's important to implement interaction between customers and with the restaurants. So the improvement opportunity, we think there's always update restaurant information on social networks, opportunity to improve the quality of information provided on social networks. The community manager will help a lot of improve the interaction with the followers to efficiently manage the social networks and use images, using videos that call consumers to interact accurate basics. The second insight we identified, we start for the data. We know that Peruvians go to eat more restaurants more frequently with friends or family. The information is that 37.3% of people prefer to eat with their friends, and 31% 1.4% prefer to eat with family. So the knowledge customers prefer to eat out with a group of families. So the insight we identify is eating at a restaurant allows you to spend the best time possible with your group of family and friends. And the improvement opportunities is analyzed in market research that days that groups goes to the Six restaurant most frequently and implement discounts, promotions on a special days for specific groups. For example, Tuesday and Thursday family discounts, Monday and Wednesday discounts for groups of the friends, and the opportunity to give an exclusive benefits to get the target audience to increase the frequency and the loyalty to the customers.
Following with the third insight, we have that people want to choose wisely the restaurant where they are going to eat and therefore are going to spend money. Given the current situation, the customer adjusts their budget for things that are not related to essential purchases. Because we have the data of our questionnaires that 34% of our interviewees think that to improve the overall satisfaction, it's important to give an adequate value based on pricing. Also, we know that there is a hesitancy to spend too much in a restaurant. So, as an improvement opportunities, we need to get offers that are economically attractive. So we should have to review and adjust our costs and also pay attention to details of elements that could be overlooked, such as music, lighting, and the type of environment that we want to project to a better gastronomic experience. And as a fourth insight, we have now we have a clearer picture of the type of advertising and content Zigzag needs to create and to which ages should be directed. According to the app, considering Instagram and Facebook as the most popular. As we know from the questionnaires, 43% of the interviewees think that Instagram is the most popular social media to search information about a restaurant, then Facebook with 41%. Also, 80% of people use Instagram as inspiration to decide whether or not to buy a product or service. So as an improvement opportunity, we need to learn to use these tools to make the most of their benefits and improving their reach. For example, focusing on the appropriate audience and ensuring ROI for the company, since this advertising is an investment for the brand and the restaurant.
Well, the fifth insight on data, we put that 54.9% of people respond that they trust delivery apps as to the biosecurity protocols. Well, due to the pandemic, people change habits and start using delivery apps to order food more frequently than other years. As an insight, well, is the demand of delivery food increment in the restaurant, they should tend to work with an source company. It possibly could be Rappi or Glovo. And an improvement opportunity, well, we need to work with a reliable company that complies with biosafety protocols. And on the other hand, see the cost of the service, which of them is the most profitable for the business. On the sixth insight, well, on data we put that more than 50% of the respondents prefer beef as the main meat in a tourist restaurant. We know that our principal attractive consumer is the local people, so we need to readapt at the new change of habits. Considering this fact that our potential customer is a national consumer, the inputs that will be purchased in the future must be rethought. As an improvement opportunity, taking this into account, a new order for supplies can be established for future purchases based on the new trends of local consumers, and thus avoiding buying supplies that don't have much output in sales. Well, in conclusions, we conclude that it is essential to implement an excellent delivery service because it's the new normality. Also, increase in the use of social networks has made it essential for Zigzag Restaurant to keep its networks active and generate interaction and excellent quality content for the consumer.